Hey guys, it is Cthulthu here. So today I wanted to share an idea with you guys. So the idea is going to be pretty basic. I'm going to try and keep it short even though I never ever am able to. Basically what I want to see is I want to see a boss monster that has its level increase as much as you would like it to, but then again it still has to be dependent on what you're able to achieve. So for example, let me say that I give you a level 100 boss and you're able to kill it. Then the next time you kill that boss, you're able to make it anywhere between level 100 and level 150. So then you kill it as a level 150 boss, and you kill it again. So now the new range is anything between 100 and 200 because you've increased the cap by 50 levels. And you can keep going and keep going and keep going until you can go no further. So until that boss reaches a certain level that you're not able to cope with because it's become too strong, its defense is too high, or maybe it just has too many hit points now. All its attributes would of course increase with its combat level, and so the skill and the strategy involved, and so therefore your intelligence and all that, it's all included in being able to kill the highest level of this boss that you can kill. So if we were to take Nex for example, Nex is level 1001. You would try and solo Nex, and if you're able to solo Nex at its normal level, then you get the chance to solo Nex at a higher level. Now one thing about this is that there would be no reward within this at all. This is not something for you to gain a new item from. It's not something to enhance your gaming experience in any way. The entire concept of this idea would simply be for, something there to test you on, to test your strength, to test in your intelligence, and test the gear that you use and the strategy that you use and everything like that. It would be a test of strength, a real test of strength, and I think that would be an awesome idea, because quite often I know that there must be people out there that are bored of trying to kill the same thing all the time, and that really there's nothing going to be that much different. So killing Nex solo over and over again, even though it's hard for a lot of us, and I certainly have never tried to do it myself. I'm sure that there are people out there that would like something else, a new challenge, and this would constantly be a new challenge, because sure, you could maybe kill, I don't know, a level 1200 Nex, but then can you go the next step? Can you kill it at 1201, 2002, 2003, etc.? How far could you go? It's something that you're always able to test yourself on. It's something that you'd always be able to reach a higher level on, as long as you're dedicated to try and do that, and give it as many opportunities as possible. Also, this idea, now I think about it, would probably be a huge money drain as well, which is also quite nice. We certainly could do with some new money drains, and this would be purely a money drain as well, because if you think about it, seeing as there are no rewards whatsoever, you have nothing to gain by partaking in this challenge, apart from trying to prove yourself as one of the best NPC killers in the game, one of the best monster hunters in the game. So yeah guys, let me know what you think of that idea. I think I explained it pretty well. Something that I usually do on these videos is I like to tell you how I got the idea, and I thought I'd do that at the end so you could actually switch out if you didn't want to hear any further. But yeah, I basically got the idea when I was watching one of RuneShark's videos. It's called the Runescape 2012 Year Review, and I didn't want to listen to the whole thing. In fact, I only really wanted to listen to like a couple of minutes of it. And the couple of minutes I happened to listen to was about Sunfreak, and he mentioned how it was a really hard boss to kill, with no reward at all, and that made me think of Final Fantasy VII. It made me think of the Ruby and Emerald weapons, I think they're called, which are not, monsters that you had to kill. They're not bosses that you had to kill, and you had really nothing to gain from killing them, I don't think, but you could kill them because it was a way of testing how good you were at playing the game, but also how much of the game you had completed, because to have a realistic chance of killing the boss, you would have had to have completed quite a bit of the game, the extra parts. And I mean, that goes for quite a lot of Final Fantasy games, which is a lovely thing. One of the best things I love about Final Fantasy games. For example, Final Fantasy 12, I think it was, had the whole bounty hunter system. The final bosses in that were far harder than anything that the actual main storyline had to give you. Final Fantasy X had the dark Eidolons, I think they're called. I have no idea. I don't really care. And then they also had that monster hunting game thing, and you'd like collect 10 monsters from one area, and that would create some kind of super boss, and then you could keep collecting them and keep killing these new bosses that they'd created in this mini game, and eventually you'd come across again another hugely difficult boss to kill that again realistically you could only kill if you were a completionist, or if you were cheating in Final Fantasy X, as was an option. So yeah, that's how I came up with the idea. I thought that's exactly what we need in RuneScape. We need something that can be a never-ending challenge. There is never an end. You can always accomplish something new, but there's always that next level to go for afterwards. And maybe what it will take is a new set of boots to be released in the game that gives you a level of critical attack that no other boots have in the game, and then that might allow you to kill the next 5 levels of this new boss. And that is the kind of challenge. So it's not just a challenge to see how far you can go, but it's also a challenge for the new items that Jagex bring into the game. Can these boots really have much of an effect in the situation? Will they really help me that much? How valuable can they really be? Are they worth it at all? So yeah, I'd love to see something like that in the game, and that's how I came about the idea. I think this is a pretty unique idea. Once again, all my normal rules apply, so if you want to go and post this on RuneScape forums or anything like that, feel free to do so. It's not something that I would want to do, because I don't really fancy typing anything out. But yeah, I would love to see it in the game, and if that means that it needs to be pitched to Jagex directly on the forums, then someone feel free to go ahead and do that, and please link me to it, because I would love to see it as well. But otherwise, this idea is just for you guys. So thanks for listening, and until next time guys, see you around.